Cancer, hey, I'm here to do your Pathfinder quest read on the road to the Stone of Destiny. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it, starting at the point of looking at the paths that you have before you right now. What paths are you closing behind you? And what is the hidden path that will emerge for you with the coming new moon at the end of this particular lunar cycle that was kicked off with the Taurus full moon back on the 15th. We got that new moon in Sagittarius coming in tandem, I have to say, with the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Could be a bit of a back to the future moment on November 30th, December 1st, depending on where you are in the world. So we're going to jump right into it. This is for any significant Cancer placement, if you have a prominent placement in the fourth house, or if you happen to be a Capricorn rising, that makes you a Cancer descendant. All right, so we're going to do the first cut. Let me get it so you can see it in the frame. First cut is going to be for the hidden path, the path that will come into view for you, that will be revealed to you by spirit. With that new moon that gets kicked off in Sagittarius, November 30th, December 1st, okay? This middle pile here is going to represent the present path that you see before you according to your current perspective. And then this path here is the path that you are closing out, the South Node action, what you're leaving behind. And we're going to dive into this first, bottom of the deck energy. Visions of life beyond death. I do feel like there is a major cycle that you are closing at this time. I feel like recently you've made contact with a spiritual guide. Now, for some of you, this could be a guide that is coming in the material reality. It's somebody that you are working with in your day-to-day life. But I feel for the vast majority of you, this is an ancestral energy that's coming through to guide you. I do feel like there's something that will come to culmination with this, with the full moon that arrives, with the lunar cycle that gets kicked off with that new moon in Sagittarius on December 15th. So it's interesting. It's kind of the action we had earlier this year. It's a mirror energy for that full moon in Taurus that we had. Okay, so something will really move into greater expansion at that time. Maybe you initially had the inklings of a new energy coming in for you spiritually. You may have even felt like you were connecting to some kind of guiding energy. Expect that to crystallize with the full moon in December that comes on the 15th. And it's in the sign of Gemini. That's significant. Okay, there is communication coming in there. It is expansive communication. And we currently have a transit going down right now that will last all the way through the time that the nodes of destiny shift. So this is quite important. This piece here, we have Jupiter in Gemini, and it is affecting our communications, also our ability to tap into more expansive communication. And that's what I feel is coming in for you. It's some kind of guidance. It's guidance that is giving you a way forward, perhaps in navigating particular dicey terrain for some of you. Some of you may feel that you have been dealing with deceptions. Some of you may suspect spiritual warfare in your situation. Some of you may be on the path of the alchemist, or you may feel that you are dealing with people who are throwing some magic around. I do feel you could also be dealing with a Sagittarius with that owl energy. Owl is Sagittarius on the medicine wheel. You could also be dealing with a Libra with the Raven medicine there too. And of course, we have Libra in the South Node. So there is something here where you're cutting through deception, perhaps with some guidance from beyond the veil coming through in the form of an ancestor. Could be even a grandmother kind of energy. I'm just getting this. But there's some seed of wisdom you're getting here. And it is this egg that promises a new beginning, the birth of a new beginning. And there's some spiral of creation rising from this. It is protected. It is protected from those who may have prying eyes on it, I have to see. what comes forward for that in your read. But it does feel like there are some prying eyes that have their sights set on this prize, perhaps because of an issue of vanity. And they want this because of an issue of vanity. It's a sense of entitlement almost, but this is something that's very special for you. It is a building block for your future. Do expect maybe perhaps even some angelic assistance around this. Expect some synchronicities to come in. Pay attention to that number, any sequence of that number 44, 444, okay? Angels on the outfield kind of energy. There also may be somebody that passed away over the past year that you still feel very close to, and they may be providing you with some kind of messages that are coming in here as you're closing this old cycle to protect your way forward in the future. They also want me to send through a message. This is coming in connection with the grandmother energy, that she is very proud of you, very proud of you. And there are watchful eyes around you as well. For anyone who may be keeping an eye on some prize that you're going to come into alignment with, I have that there are plenty of eyes from your spiritual team that are protecting you, that are on them. So what has been hidden will come to light, okay? And with that, we have focus on the light. Yes, okay? So it's time to emerge out of the shadows. There is this guidance coming in that even as you're closing old cycles, it's not about looking back there. And isn't that interesting, the way this imagery, it almost seems to form an eye. So pay attention to your vision for your future. Pay attention to how you're choosing to focus your awareness is influencing your dreams that are coming into being. There is something that's coming into bloom here, and it will have a lot of deep rooting, okay? And I do feel it's also something coming up through your roots, through you. There is ancestral assistance here, or this is a certain gift, a certain talent that you've inherited that you were supposed to share with the world. It is the seeding of a dream. It is the birth of a vision, and you should tend to this with care and focus on where you're going, not where you've been with the number 37 there. That is that energy of 10, which is about closing old cycles that brings hidden gifts, as well as opening new ones that bring more of the same, okay? So do be aware of this energy, but I feel initially there's some vision that started to come in for you. It may have even come in for you around Halloween time, okay? But I feel like that will be expanded upon. To me, it feels like you're coming into alignment with some kind of spiritual guide here. That's just the message that I have around that. This is your present path as you see it according to your current perspective. Okay, there's something you are balancing out here. We know that you are closing out the old cycle. Everybody is. We're all moving through that energy collectively, but I feel like you are integrating your shadow. You're understanding that through facing your shadow and looking at those things that maybe you had some fear around, that you're finding the point of integration here, and you're moving forward in such a way where you're taking the best parts of the shadow forward with you and you're merging them with your light. And this is opening up an entirely new way forward, a new perspective for you. I also feel like it's really important that you trust yourself at this time. That is what will bring you into alignment. Every time you really trust your own internal guidance. And there's a bit of a process with this, I feel, that you're very familiar with, where it does involve you kind of peering into the shadow a little bit and acknowledging the parts of you that maybe can be quick to react out of fear or a repetitive pattern. But I think you've started to balance this out and you're finding the way through that, where you can pull a bit of your light into that shadow. And with this gives you a more centered kind of perspective. And this is where you'll merge with that inner trust. So I do feel like as feelings surface in you and you feel your guidance coming in, you're kind of going through this calibration phase with it, where it's almost like you consider the way that you may have reacted to something in the past. It's almost like you're getting new information about something old or a way that you have repeatedly done something, and you're starting to sort of temper it. You're balancing it out. This could have even been in relation to a Sagittarius and some kind of karma that you need to clear out there, an old karmic cycle. I do feel like you're finding the way through. And as long as you continue to stay in this place of integration of both the shadow and the light, I feel you'll find the way through, okay? Your inner light is what's going to guide you forward. It has everything to do with trusting yourself and your perceptions in this situation. And yes, oh, the imagery, it's so beautiful the way it comes through already. You've already gained quite a bit of wisdom, I see. There's a lot of light that is coming in for you. Again, I do feel like you are opening up, especially at the crown. Okay, so do expect there to be more illumination coming in, more clairs activated with the third eye there. Do you see? It's almost like you're getting light codes here. This is really going to resonate for some of you. And it comes down in through the throat chakra too and lights up the heart. You might be getting some light language downloads coming in here. I do feel like there's information that's coming in through spiritual guidance. And for many of you, it's through a spiritual guide who is now ready to come in for you, since you've integrated some pretty heavy duty stuff in the South Node. I do feel like you went real deep into the underworld to integrate some trauma, some stuff that you weren't willing to really face squarely before, but you got brave and you opened up that box and you looked at everything that was going on in there that you hadn't looked at for a long time in the root cellar with Pandora's gift here. And even within a box of darkness, there is a gift that comes through. And I think you're about at this arrival point of really about to learn what that gift is, okay? There's also quite a bit of wisdom you're carrying forward with you. And there's a somewhat of like an unveiling here, almost like you don't need to mask your energy anymore. You don't need to mask the light inside of you anymore either. There may have been a point in time where you almost felt like you had to hide your light. You might have felt like it made you susceptible in some way, or that people would try to take advantage of that, or that they found you gullible. But you're actually finding it a source of strength. And I am picking up a lot of messages coming through, connecting with the light in you. And this may be light language, okay? For some of you, this is something that you have memory of. You have memory of light language. And this is being reactivated in you now because of some shadow you integrated. It's bringing about a metamorphosis, a transformation in your life. And maybe there's something about this that you've concealed or you've hidden, but you're meant to bring it forward and you're meant to share it. It's meant to be seen and witnessed. All right? So yes, and this could just be your voice as well. It doesn't have to be light language, but I do have that coming in very strongly for someone. And perhaps you are used to getting downloads. You are used to getting information coming in, but maybe you haven't had light language come in for you before. And now this is being activated in you. Okay. Just remember to trust yourself. Trust yourself as you move into this energy, because it can be quite expansive when you start getting an activation of these kind of gifts. We all have these gifts within us. A lot of times they remain latent. What often keeps them latent within us is our BS, our belief systems, also our fear around really opening up into the expansiveness of it. Plus, it's moving into unknown territory. And it can bring up a lot of new sensations that can be a little unsettling if you're not used to working with the energy. But there's something here about you finding your flow with it. It may be a little time to sort of integrate it. I think that has a lot to do with old fears and just like really trusting what's coming through here. Trusting it as you having a direct connection to source, not taking on labels that other people may try to put on it, not feeling like you have to cloak it or hide it because other people may think this is really weird, or they may think this is strange for you to share something of this nature. But I do feel like it's part of your work, and that message coming in potentially around a Virgo could have some judgment around it. I also have that energy of the Hermit, and you know, sometimes you do have to go your own way. It strengthens your gifts. 1544 on the clock. This may have been in relation to somebody that did want to hold you back, but I do see you overcoming this. And you're meant to share this. So don't feel like you have to hide this or be ashamed of what's coming through. There's actually something really beautiful building here. Okay. Excuse me. And the hidden path coming into view. Oh, yes. And there's the 9 energy again. We have spirals of manifestation. And with that feather energy, there is a little bit of some prayers coming in to their place of fulfillment. So it's like you're entering into that place of really creating with spirit, co-creating with spirit. And I believe there are 3 very significant prayers that you sent up, and you're seeing their answers come into the material field here. So there is some manifestation point activated here, which is really beautiful. It shows that you've been doing quite a bit of alchemy work. And then let's check out what we got on the top of the deck energy here. Oh, you are opening your road. And where others may have felt like they were able to pull your strings, I feel like you're in charge here. I do feel like you are taking a risk. You're stepping boldly into the future. You know that it's sacred to play the clown. And this is about you embodying that energy of enthusiasm, and you're calling the shots here. I feel like your road is opening and you do have a clear passageway up to that stone of destiny. So this looks really good, Cancer, to open up. Very positive energy. I noticed with all of these cards here, these top cards, they all have 4s in them. So 4 is definitely a power number for you. Some of you may be dealing with a life path 4. Okay. I think this is about the foundation of things as you move forward here is quite important. And there are hidden gifts that are activated through this. Okay. Next, I want to look at the wild card elements that you should be aware of. I did prepare all these decks, shuffled them thoroughly, but I will shuffle them more on camera here. Oh, look at this. You got some alignment coming in here. Look at all these power numbers coming in for you. You have 11, 7, 7, 7. Okay, so be on the lookout for that synchronicity. I do feel like a lot of these numbers are going to be coming in for you. So we got 44, 444, 44, 44, any combination of 4s like that. We have 11, which is all about you coming into alignment. And 7, 7, 7, that's about luck, and it's about wild synchronistic blessings. You got a lot of angelic energy working here. So if you're drawn to the angels, I feel like they're co-creating with you. So do pay attention, but this is you coming into some kind of sudden wealth, something you weren't expecting. It may be you taking some kind of big gamble. You know, it's a bit of a risk to do this, but it pays off more than you could have even began to expect it could. Okay, so there's something quite interesting emerging here. All right, let's see what this is. What other wild card elements does Cancer need to be aware of as they move ahead on their path? Excuse me. We got a lot of heating going, which dries out the air, and I find it's kind of hard on the vocal cords, but we had our first snowfall today. So 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season. Okay. What is coming in here for Cancer? What wild card elements do they need to be aware of? I did feel like sort of switching up the order of things with you. And I believe there's a purpose for that. So I just rolled with it. I just trusted it. Okay. Kipper deck wanting to come in here for you. So let's see what this is all about for you, Cancer. What other wild card elements do you need to be aware of as you move forward toward that stone of destiny? Okay, so there's some official person you're coming into alignment with here with the number 22. Again, another synchronicity, I have to tell you. Yes, this person in some way has some kind of status. There's somebody that they're looked to as like an official person. They might have some area of expertise, or they might have some kind of important position. I do feel like you're coming into alignment with this person, and there's something about this connection that's very important for you. Let's see what we got coming in around this and any further details to sort of flush this out, Cancer. Tell us more about this wild card element coming in for Cancer here, Spirit, as they open the road to their North Node activation, as they open the road to their destiny. Give me more details about this for Cancer, Spirit. One more go, and I'm going to do a cut of the deck. I mean, that may just be it. Maybe making contact with somebody that you never would have expected to come into contact with. Okay. With judication coming in here and 30 there, which is some kind of balance, alignment coming in for you. It brings a hidden gift. This could even be that somebody is leaving you money, or you get a big win in some kind of case that's going through the courts, perhaps with some kind of settlement. Whatever this is, it could even just be, you know, your karmic blessing. You balance something out. Judgment is in your favor in spiritual court, and there's something that is being given to you here. You could find yourself in the position of an official person by the end of this, okay? But I do feel like there's somebody important coming onto your path in connection with this. It doesn't want to really elaborate a lot more beyond that, so I'm going to do a cut of the deck here and see what else we have. It does open up a brand new pathway for you, okay? So where you may have felt like you were sort of in the dark wood, trying to find your way out, trying to look for those breadcrumbs you left behind so you could find your way through. Here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Here is the clearing, and there's transformation happening here. We have butterfly energy that looks like monarch energy. So some of you could be working with the ancestors. Some of you could have Native American ancestry. Often the monarchs will represent their migration, the migration of the ancestors. You could also be dealing with somebody born in October. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, or you could be dealing with a Libra. This is also maybe something came through for you very strongly in October that gave a hint of a certain manifestation on its way, okay? I do feel like this is the transformation point coming into view with that 8 energy around it. And you'll be guided through this. I feel like there's helpful people, there's helpful guidance coming in from spirit, especially a particular guide that may lead you on a path forward that will be coming in to help you navigate this change. Because I do feel like there's something that is really changing here for you, and you will need assistance with this as you move ahead. Ooh, it might be bringing you into alignment with an emperor, I have to say, though, because we do have courtship here, and the number 4 coming in around that, which does make me think of the Emperor in tarot. So somebody wants to woo you. This is somebody you're meant to come into alignment with. And this is somebody who I would guess is the activation of your North Node, your destiny. So this looks like a fateful meeting that has a bit of magic infused in it. But there's something you can build on here, okay, with the number 4 coming in, all right? A little heaven sent action coming in here for you, Cancer. Very interesting. It looks like it's of the romantic variety, I have to say, with courtship. I mean, you could stretch it and say that's related to business, but I don't know about that. It feels like you're coming into alignment with a romantic soulmate. Okay, now we're going to look at the magics you need to carry forward with you on your path to activating your destiny. And for this, we're pulling out the Arcane BS deck. Bottom of the deck, you're so effing effed, okay? This is interesting to me because I feel like you're going through a really deep transformation right now. You may have felt a bit like you were in the belly of the beast. I also feel like there's something here that you're reading or you're learning about, or there's some kind of communication you're receiving that's making you realize maybe some ways that you didn't exercise the soundest judgment in navigating certain issues. But this is beneficial because I feel like there's something that's being radically transformed here. And you may have found this cycle with Pluto in Capricorn, which we're now out of, by the way. Okay, we're moving into the expansion energy of Pluto in Aquarius. Thank goodness, because that's a pretty rough ride when it's in Capricorn, and we don't have to deal with that anymore. It is firmly in Aquarius. But I do have to say, you may have found that that was a really difficult cycle for you. It was probably really, really rough, hard going as you moved through that energy. But I do feel like it was necessary. Like there was a lot that needed to be burned away. You needed to kind of come undone so you could come into your superpowers. That's what I have. You know, it's sort of like you've been tempered by the fire. All that's false has been burned away, and you've burned through a lot of karma in a very brief amount of time. I feel like it may have gotten hot in there, okay? It may have gotten hot in the belly of the beast, but I do feel like there's something pretty powerful that comes out of that carries you forward, that you'll be grateful for it down the road. During the time, it don't feel so good. You may feel like, I've been so effing effed, man, and I hope there's not more of the same. But I do feel like this is something that has been beneficial for you. It's given you a certain kind of resilience that will come in handy in the future. Okay, that's kind of how it's coming through. So you may also be dealing with somebody who's been sort of in a position where maybe in the past they felt like they had control of you, like they played you like a puppet. And whoever this person is may be finding that it's their turn to be tempered by the flames of transformation. And just for that tempering energy to come in, it already introduced itself in your reading. This could be a Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be. But I do feel like this is something that has to do with also a role that you played in the past where you did allow others to sort of have the reins in your own life. I feel like anytime we really buck tradition, buck the system, come into our own power, it's not a comfortable process, but it's sort of like you've been tempered by fire, and because of that, you've gained the power of fire. In other words, you really know how to wield fire wisely at this time. You're not as impulsive as you used to be. You're not as reckless as you used to be in some cases. You've learned how to work with the fire in such a way that it can infuse your will with a lot of fierce intention. You've learned how to use your powers of focus to call in the kind of energies you want to align with. You've also become an expert at transformation, and that is something so beneficial to have in your pocket, man, as you move forward, to be able to reinvent yourself. And I feel like you're in a process of reinvention right now. Let's get some more details about this for you. What magics does What magics does Cancer need to carry forward with them on their way to the Stone of Destiny? I also got that you are going to be able to, a bit like Houdini, free yourself from an impossible trap. Okay, so you're getting yourself out of a particularly binding situation quite unexpectedly. Yes, and it's sort of like a tables turning moment with you. We got Aunt Brenda here. I do feel like this is an educational moment where you're ringing somebody's bell. There is somebody who is feeding off of your energy for a long, long time here. It could have been a family member that was feeding off of your energy. It could be somebody that you used to be connected to. It does seem like Aunt Brenda has this masculine firmly in her grasp here. So this could be a man that you were dealing with in the past, masculine you were dealing with in the past. This could be an ex of yours. This could be somebody that really drained you of your energy. You may have even had kind of a very like entangled, enmeshed energy exchange going with each other. And I feel like at one point you were very susceptible to this, and this person was really able to pull your strings, but it's almost like school's in session. You're ringing their bell here. You're teaching them a thing or two. And I do feel like you're getting the upper hand in a situation that used to have a lot of control over you. So yes, do continue to work with that transformational energy. And I said you claimed the power of the fire. The fire is associated with the direction south on the medicine wheel. It's also connected to snake medicine. So this is you mastering the mysteries of the house of Scorpio. So you learned a lot as you danced with that energy of Pluto. This is all about activating your transformation. This is about learning how to move spontaneously with the cycles of life as well. And I feel like you're at the stage where you're about to have the rebirth energy, okay? But you've already sort of mastered entering through that portal of death where you're releasing the old form, the old ideas, the old identity, the old relationships, the old circumstances, and you're reinventing yourself. That's what's happening here. You're schooling somebody in the process. And so whoever had you caught up before, I feel like it's a trading places kind of moment. I just heard 48 hours. So there might be a message coming through or a notification, because I got like notification bell that comes through within the next 48 hours that highlights something about this for you. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here in relation to this. Oh yes, it's a hidden element that has been in play for a while. We got the penis whistle here, okay? And there's that fire. So I see whatever you learn here, it gives you the fire. It gives you the will to act. You're the one who has the torch firmly in your grasp. It's like you're sussing out a hidden element. You may have become very adept at journeying. In other words, being able to dive really deep and tap into the energy of what's happening beneath the surface of things. I think you sussed out a particular element that was cutting off the point of creativity here. And that's why you were finding a lot of blockage in your life, but time's up on that. You're sussing out this energy, you're catching it up, and you're thereby basically cutting it off and rendering it impotent here. So it's no longer having any power over you, and you're activating something here. This is really good energy. You also might want to look into weasel medicine, and I recommend that you study it. You can Google it. You can check out Ted Andrews, who wrote an amazing book on working with different animal medicine. I highly recommend that you just trust yourself, right? That message came in for you. Trust yourself and where you feel drawn to explore and look to study that, because that is a part of the process of sort of like grokking the medicine. There's something for you to learn there. I think you're meant to work with that weasel medicine a bit. That's coming out. Let me do a cut of the deck energy here to see any further magics you have coming in. Frog medicine as well, okay? Yes, you are catching something up by the tail. This is like a bottom feeder energy. It's something that's been hidden. It's been beneath the surface. And you're calling it out here. You're also calling judgment on this character. And this is birthing a brand new beginning in your life. There's some kind of spiritual cleansing that's happening here. Frog medicine is all about spiritual cleansing. So I know that you're finding an effective way to clear a certain energy's influence out of your life that's been creating blockage of new beginnings for you. And judgment is being called in this situation. So this looks like some kind of spiritual problem that you are effectively resolving. Whatever this is, you may have felt like it had you by the tail at one point, or that it was pulling your strings. You're gaining mastery over this situation. This looks really good, okay? So positive energy coming in for you here, Cancer, okay? One more sip. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and dive on into your quest read. All right, we're going to use the glow-in-the-dark tarot for this. Oh, you're coming in strong. You are not playing, Cancer. Look at you. That's how you're opening up your quest. Yes, you are meant to be the alchemist. This is it. You're on the quest of the magus. And here you are, wand in hand, about to activate the renewal energy, the rebirth energy in your life. There's something you're transforming here. You are activating that spear of Lu. Strong action you're going to take here. This is all about that Aries North Node initiation here. So the road is definitely opening for you. 36:44 on the clock, bringing in the 9 energy of that hermit that came in before and marrying it with the 44 energy. So this is really potent. Potent new beginning coming in here for you. I see you got all the aces there. So you have Fragarok. You absolutely have the Cauldron of Dagda. We already know you have the Spear of Lu. So this is all about you reaching that pinnacle that's at the activation point of the Stone of Destiny at the North Node. There could be an Aries factoring into your situation. There could be an Aquarius factoring into your situation. I also feel like those seasons will be very prominent for you. So pay attention. I have to say that the end of January through the end of January through the midpoint of February, as well as the end of March through the midpoint of April, will be very important times for you, okay? There's a lot that's going to be coming forward then. There's some kind of renewal energy coming in here. And I believe it's because of this alchemy work you're doing, where you're tackling a particular spiritual problem that's held you back for a while. You're catching somebody up on their ish, man. And this is good for you. Okay, let's see what this is. What is the quest before Cancer as they head on up to that Stone of Destiny, Spirit? What is the quest for Cancer? Oh, look at this. They're just like revealing their own hand. It flipped up as I was going to shuffle. You are catching a thief. That's what I just heard. Okay. Somebody who tried to take something from you. Yeah, they tried to leave you with nothing here. It may have even been in relation to another. Not so fast. There could be two getting caught up here, I have to say. It could have been two of them, but I feel like this is getting turned around. No. You're definitely moving on up here, Cancer. I see it. That you are totally sussing out somebody who's been like flying under the radar. Really, really astute energy. And I do feel like this is part of your quest. You got to catch a thief. And it does seem like there's somebody you need to best here on that level, on an alchemical level. This person may have very unusual methods and means for gaining access to your energy, but I feel like you're going to crack that code. Okay, what is Cancer's quest moving forward toward that stone of destiny spirit? What is that quest for Cancer? I did see a flash of the Strength card, so you could be a Cancer, Leo, cusper. But it also makes me feel like you've tried to tackle this particular matter multiple times and you haven't been successful. It always kind of like bested you in the past, but you have the strength to overcome this now because of some personal power that you are coming into contact with. I feel like it has something to do with this guide that's being activated is maybe going to give you some tricks up your sleeve. Yeah, and it's going to turn the tables. These two, it feels like it's two that have been problematic for you. I feel like you're going to be able to turn this energy around, okay? Very interesting, Cancer. What is this quest coming into view for Cancer? What is this quest coming into view for Cancer spirit? What is the nature of their quest as they head on up to that stone of destiny spirit? What is the nature of Cancer's quest as they head on up to the activation of their North Node? All right, what we got here? Oh, look at your energy, so strong. Your road's open. You're solving the riddle. You're finding the way through. You are cracking the code. It leads to a huge win for you, okay? You got your victory lap here. You're overcoming this thief. Whoever they are, they feel like they're an energy harvester, okay? Somebody who's just been like siphoning your energy for too long, pulling some sneaky shies, man. They may have even tried to steal something from you, take something from you. I feel like you got this energy caught up, man. You're catching a thief. That's what I got. You're catching a thief. I mean, that's your energy. The Chariot is your energy, and it's coming in with the Six of Wands. You don't get a more affirmative sign than that. All right. But to get to this victory so you can move forward, that's what you need to do. You need to solve this issue. You need to catch this thief. And I do see you sussing it out. But you might really need to work with that weasel medicine in order to get your hands on this one, okay? I don't think you'll have a problem with it. I see you celebrating. I see you celebrating with some others too. It's sort of like a moment like, cheers. We figured that one out, okay? This looks like some good energy. I like this. I like this, Cancer. What is the nemesis on Cancer's quest to that stone of destiny? What is the nemesis that Cancer should be aware of? Ooh, okay, we've got an Ace of Wands that came out right there. Okay, we know you're getting your Ace of Wands. So this may identify. Interesting. You got an Ace of Wands coming out with a Nine of Cups. So this is you taking a strong action in relation to a wish you have, okay, for personal gratification. This is a personal wish you have. What's on the bottom of the deck? See, but you've been really burdened in being able to make this happen because I feel like there's been a lot of energy thrown in your direction. There's a lot that's been put on you by others and it's been weighing you down and slowing you down. But I think you're just about to be relieved of this. You're going to have the power to overcome this. It feels like it's a very oppressive kind of energy that's been put on you to maybe even make you feel like you're lacking a certain level of energy or vitality. So you just you don't have the will to take the kind of action you need to take to activate this wish fulfillment. I see this as changing. I want some clarification here because, again, there's that weaselly energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's trying to dive down deeper to the point where it can't be read. I'm trying to figure out what the nemesis here is on your path. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, this could be somebody that you've been connected to romantically in the past. It's possible. It has something to do with the message that's coming in, and it could be coming in from a fellow water sign. This is either somebody you have been romantically involved with in the past, or this is in relation to a message that you are going to receive, right? And it may even be a message that comes in that inspires you to move into action quickly, all right? This is a fast moving energy. There's something that is being highlighted here for you. I mean, it is your energy, but it also could just be somebody coming towards you, and they're coming forward in such a way that it appears they're being emotionally transparent. This looks like some kind of emotional communication being issued here. It could be a fellow Cancer like you. It could also be a Scorpio or a Pisces in this situation. It is coming out as sort of like a crossing kind of influence. I see that coming in as little as 8 hours, at the most 8 weeks from now. Okay, so it tends to be a more fast moving energy. I feel like I'm getting 8 days from now, there will be sort of the initiation point of this. And it could be from a Pisces with the Hangman. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for calling it out, Spirit. Okay, this is an energy that has a tendency to get you hung up a little bit. I think this will be illuminated for you. You're going to get a different view of a situation here, and you're going to understand where the thwarting energy is coming from. Okay, this is a hidden enemy. Any details? Can you give me any further clarification on that? Who is this hidden enemy? It's somebody that's been hidden from you. I know that. It's a weaselly kind of energy. And I think of weasels, and I also think of people who are trying to like suss out information, get insight into situations, maybe through you. Okay, let's get any more details we can about this. Okay, it's not wanting to show anymore. It's a very cloaked energy. Cut of the deck. It has something to do with this alignment that you're wanting to come into here. It looks like alignment potentially with another, or this could have something to do with home. Yeah, and there's something really shady going on here with the Five of Swords. There's definitely some betrayal going on, and I do feel like there were two that were involved in this in the past, and I feel like you're going to get the upper hand here. You're going to be able to turn this around, and it's like it brings you into proper alignment with who you're meant to connect with here. But there's like this like interloper energy that you need to tend to first. It's been problematic. Yep, and you need to ward it, and fend it off. It doesn't have as much power as it used to. It used to have a lot more power because of the power that you invested in it. But I feel like you don't invest that power in this anymore. You're starting to recognize your own power, and this is kind of changing things. You are on a higher ground here, so just remember that. Like, this energy can't really affect you unless you allow it to. Okay. What is Cancer's spirit ally as they move forward on their quest for the Stone of Destiny? What is Cancer's spirit ally as they head forward on their quest for the Stone of Destiny? Moving out of illusion, all right? Right now, I feel like you need to be like, you know, very, very much looking at things as they are. Like, don't look at things through like sort of a filtered reality tunnel, okay? And don't fall for pie crust promises, all right? Because those are meant to be broken. There's something about not building castles in the sky, but you need to take those lofty visions and make them practical. It's wonderful to dream, and it was 48:44 on the clock, okay? And see, there could be something in relation to that this energy that might help you suss out who this character is. Like, every time you start to try to ground one of your visions, this energy comes around, this person comes around, and all of a sudden there's like this sort of like confusion or kind of like ambiguous energy, or things just get a little wonky. You may even feel like your head gets a little clouded, or it's hard for you to get a clear understanding of what you're dealing with. This person probably does work a lot with sort of a kind of glamoring kind of energy, or likes to manipulate energy in such a way where it creates convolution or confusion. So your goal right now is, if anything makes you feel like that, if it makes you feel like the least bit confused, that's a clear sign to you to pull your energy back. That's not the type of energy you should be dealing with right now. Everything should feel very upfront and very direct and on the table here. That is your ally. That is your spirit ally moving forward. Clarity, okay? No ambiguity, no kind of, um, real highly mutable energy. Mutable signs might be very challenging for you right now. So Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. These could be challenging signs. And this is just a way for you to understand how you can kind of create a little space from that energy, okay? Yes, and this will protect some kind of 10th house activation that wants to come through for you. And also some kind of protection around home. Home is coming through very strongly for you. Maybe you're hoping to find that place called home. You're wanting to see some kind of improvement at home. Maybe what's been eluding you is funds, having the finances you need, or having some kind of stability, somebody that you can build with here. I do feel like there is something coming into alignment here for you. It's big 10th house activation, okay? So where your day-to-day is at right now is going to go through a radical transformation. Money is going to look really good. There's a lot of solidity there. I also feel like there's a bit of this building something that's built to last, something that is really meant to endure. And for some of you, this is in relation to a gift you have that's coming through, that's meant to be activated at this time, that's in direct relation to your purpose. And it will be a source of real growth for you. I feel like you will make like sort of a lane for yourself. You'll be very recognized for this work. It also leads to a lot of financial rewards, stability in your life, and possibly coming into alignment with somebody who will build on this with you, okay? It makes your path cross another's, and there's some longevity here, okay? Let's see what we got. Yeah, because this is what's being balanced out, okay? You're getting finally this opportunity where something is pouring into you. There was something you dealt with that was really unfair. Something was stolen from you, and you struggled for a long time. You've been dealing without, like you've been in more of sort of this space of focused on what was missing or what was lacking. And there is something that is being healed here, and there is a little bit of reciprocation going on here. So this is you activating the alchemist, and you're taking all that heavy leaden stuff, you're transforming it into gold. And that pays off in material realities, certainly. But I also feel like there's something that's healing here. And it's possibly through coming into connection with somebody who pours into you just as you pour into them, instead of you sort of always being the one who's drained in a situation. And with temperance on the scene, this could be in relation to Sagittarius. I also feel like this is more of what will be coming in with that Sagittarius new moon, okay? Let's see, what is the lay of the land for Cancer as they move forward on their path toward the activation of the Stone of Destiny? Well, there's something you're leaving behind, and it opens the road for two. And from there, you have a clear view. So something you've been waiting for a long time, for the blocks to be lifted and for your desires to come into view. It's all about to happen now. You got a clear view before you. I also feel like some of you have been waiting for somebody to catch up. This message coming in. You've been waiting for somebody to like dive into those waters and do the emotional healing and make it across that cauldron of Dagda to the distant shore. I do see that somebody is finally making it across and they're getting ready to greet you. But you were held back by one that has had too much influence in the past. I feel like you're sussing this character out, and that does open the road for you. So this looks really good. This looks really good, Cancer. Okay, so let's see, what is the beef? What is the meat of the matter in the situation as Cancer heads on up to the activation of the Stone of Destiny, transforming that South Node energy into the stuff of the North Node, being a transformer of fate into destiny. What is the beef? What is the meat of the matter here as Cancer heads on up to the activation of the Stone of Destiny? Okay, this is like a crossing energy that's landing right across that Three of Wands. So I know this is something that's in opposition to this alignment coming in for you. And it's heading south. Ah, it was heading south, but it's coming out of it. Okay, so there's a blockage being removed in relation, quite possibly, to a Sagittarius. This could even have something to do with that house of Sagittarius too. So there could have been some kind of spiritual blocks in place that are being alchemized. Okay, so if you were dealing with a case of spiritual warfare, you had some evil wizard that was sending their griffins out to steal your treasure, I feel like you're finding the key to balancing this out. You're cracking the code, right? You might have a spirit guide that's helping you out with this, your ancestors maybe helping you out with this, but I do feel like you'll get a download that helps you overcome this challenge. You'll know the correct way to turn the tables here. This could also be in relation to travel, okay? There could have been some kind of blockage in place that prevented you from being able to travel. This could be anything in relation to not having what you needed to move. Maybe you need to be in a different locale. This could be car trouble that you've had that has imposed quite a restriction on you in terms of your opportunities. Maybe there's an opportunity you wanted to go for, but in order to be able to go for this opportunity, you needed to have mobility, and this was a challenge in some respect. I feel like this is being lifted. This could also be that there was just like a real set perspective in the situation that needed to shift for a more all-encompassing view. I feel like that is being addressed here. The solution is being found. Something is being alchemized, but I'm seeing two cups pouring into each other. So to me, it looks like something is being healed here, and potentially it could be something that is being healed with a Sagittarius, okay? And I'm noticing that there's like this path that leads from this place, and there's a crown in the distance, which makes me think of that Stone of Destiny and the activation of the North Node. So I can see this coming through a couple ways. Either you join this character and the two of you move forward on your path toward this activation of destiny, or this is sort of like your final stop before you move forward. You have to balance something out with this character, but it like nullifies any restrictive energy, and then your road opens up to your destiny. So it really could play out either way. Let me do a cut of the deck and see if I can get any clarity about that. Is this character joining them as they go forward on their path to the Stone of Destiny, or is this like a side quest? Is this a pit stop? Because I'm kind of getting that energy here a little bit. Let's see what we got. Well, this is a quintessential Sagittarian card, so I do think you're hearing from this character. And yes, it does look like there's something to balance out here. I see you really protecting some new beginning that is coming in for you, and you're standing on business here. So I don't really see you budging in relation to this. So yes, there might be something that needs to be balanced out. Yeah, you're moving forward solo from this energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. This is good energy though. This is all about your growth. This is about you really being in a position where you're in spiritual alignment. It's also independent wealth. This is you being in a really strong position in and of yourself. If you have strong Sagittarius in your chart, it could be that you're really activating that fire at this time, okay? And you may be the one that is taking a strong action to preserve a new beginning you want, and also really warding a foundation that you're putting in place. Otherwise, if you're hearing from somebody here, I feel like this is like balancing out some karma. Like you're getting a certain toll paid so you can make your way over a bridge, and then you're heading off toward your destiny. I do feel like there's somebody you're coming into alignment with along the way, though. I have that sense very strong here, okay? All right, now we know what the beef is, okay? So there's somebody here who feels like there is something to be settled, like you guys do have something to balance out. You may have had a falling out with a Sagittarius, and there is something that needs to be made right in this situation, but whatever this is, I do feel like this is being balanced out, this is being worked out, karma's being cleared here. I think you both had to kind of do your individual work before it would be time for this, but I feel like this time will be coming up as you head toward the Stone of Destiny. It's an important part of you getting where you're supposed to go. All right, let's see. What are the consequences you'll have to deal with, Cancer, as a result of your past actions? What are the consequences Cancer will have to deal with, Spirit, as a result of their past actions? What are the consequences Cancer will have to deal with, Spirit, as a result of their past actions? Yeah, something has to come to an end. You have to have a complete ending of the old cycle before there can be the rebirth, first the death. And I do feel like that came in with your magics, remember? You would have to master the house of Scorpio, the 8th house. I do see you doing this. And your ability to move between these transformational states of the ending, the release, the death, to the rebirth energy and the building of the new life is coming in so strongly now. And that really is the true art of alchemy, when you learn how to let go with grace and you learn how to move with the cycles and the rhythm of nature, because death is a part of life. There are two sides of the same coin. And I do feel like you're mastering this. And on the other side of bringing something to a close, there's a brand new beginning for you. And this could involve somebody who is a Scorpio as well, okay? So big transformation happening here. I mean, we have temperance with death, okay? Let's go ahead and see anything else that wants to come in around that. What are the consequences? Yeah, there's something that's been very burdening here, and it is time to move away from it. It is time to let it go. I think you've tried to carry more than your weight in a situation for too long, and it's caused you a lot of suffering, so it's time to leave it behind. And what are you meant to leave behind? See all these swords that you're trying to move forward with? No, this is what you're meant to leave behind. Now, for some of you, these swords, these pains you're trying to carry forward with you from the past, it's in relation to a child you share with this person, and that's why it feels so burdensome for you. But for others of you, this is a very young part of you, and it may even be something that you're holding on to from your childhood, that it's time you relieve yourself of this. It's time that you let this go so you can move forward and be free of this pain, be free of kind of dragging this around with you into the next cycle, because I feel like you're meant to transform this pain. You're meant to be free and clear of it. You're meant to know this peace. This is what's meant to come into your life at this time. Yes, and you're meant to be very much in your own empowered energy here with the Queen of Wands. See, it's kind of interesting because you were dealing with a Page of Wands there, but you're coming through as a queen now, you see? And again, highly independent energy, because you're reclaiming, you know, your sensuality. You are allowing yourself to shine in your own right. And you've gained access to certain secret knowledge here as well. So this to me is like the activation of the alchemist. You know, you're really in this process of manifesting your way forward and transforming everything that could block your manifestations. I see that. You could have a strong Leo placement in your chart. You could be a Cancer, Leo, cusper. I feel that message is coming through really strongly for you. Also, anywhere you have fire in your chart, you need to pull from that right now, because fire is your strong suit. You have gained the magic of the elemental fire, so work with it. Burn through stuff. Give it a good burn, you know, release to the fire and let the fire move through you to purify you and blaze a trail before you so that you can really charge daringly into your future. I don't feel like you're meant to be like timid in this. I got like a lot of heat coming with the way you're meant to move forward. You're meant to really bring your fire forward as you move forward toward that stone of destiny here. Okay. Very interesting energy. Anything else here? One more round of that because I think this is an important one. Anything else? Okay, I don't see anything else there. What is the power for Cancer to gain as a result of mastery as they move forward on this quest? What is the power for Cancer to gain through mastery as they move forward on this quest, Spirit? What is the power for Cancer to gain through mastery? Let's see. This is it, man. I mean, you are here to really embody the sort of dichotomous nature of death, which always signals rebirth. This is rebirthing yourself. So some of you may be going through such a radical transformation at this time that it may feel like you're going through a spiritual death. And I feel like you might have some fear around this, but you're not meant to have any fear around this. This is about you trusting that you're ready for this transformation. And it's so you can really come into alignment with your path of purpose because there's something important being activated in you now, but you can't bring this old pain forward with you into the new cycle. It will burn you. It will slow you down. It will hold you back. And all I know is that tops, 8 weeks from now, you're meant to really start moving forward. And if you're still holding on to this pain and you haven't transmuted this energy, it's going to keep you from activating the purpose you're meant to activate right now. So this is very, very key for you. Very key for you. And there's also something here about stop being watchful for another attack. Stop being watchful for more pain to come. Stop being watchful for the other shoe to drop, because there's every indication here that your manifestation powers are at an all-time high. So worries are a form of intention, and you will call your worries forward to you. That's a little bit of that rabbit trickster medicine. Don't call your fears to you, okay? It's time to really let all of the old programming go so you can have just a clean slate to work with. Really, it can be whatever you want it to be. Whatever was having you in a weakened position before that was pulling your strings, you have the upper hand now, and that's what you need to remember, okay? What is this power that is to be gained by Cancer through mastery? Any more details on that? What is the power to be gained by Cancer on their way to the Stone of Destiny through self-mastery? Anything else? What is this power to be gained? One more round, and then I'll do a cut. Okay, that was it. I mean, as if that weren't enough. That's a lot. It is a lot. It's a big transformation you're going through here. Big rebirth energy. A lot of you, this is happening on, that kind of like shamanic level where you're really going through a complete soul reintegration. You're calling parts of yourself back. You're unifying into a new form here. Yep. And that is what opens your road. It's really powerful. Look at this, High Priestess. Okay. So now you've gotten the wisdom to carry forward with you that you gained during your time in the shadow. And you've found the middle way through. You've balanced the shadow and light, and you're holding your power in balance. And this is opening the road for you. But you could only arrive at this place, Priestess makes all things sound. You could only arrive at this place through going through this sort of death of the old identity. That's what I feel. There's a lot that's been stripped away here, but it's been for your empowerment, and you'll see that soon. Okay, what's at stake for Cancer and those they're meant to come into alignment with as they move forward? I do feel like you're coming into alignment with somebody that you share a very spiritual connection here, because we had the Magician to the High Priestess. Okay, this is a very deep, soulful connection. I do feel like there's an intensity to this connection. There may even be something about it feeling overwhelming as your energies come closer into contact with each other. Okay, it might feel very activating to you. It might awaken distant memories within you, fragmented memories of times and places where you're like, why is this surfacing? It might link to this individual. Okay, so let's see what this is. What's at stake for your party moving forward toward the Stone of Destiny for those who are meant to join you on this road? What's at stake for you, Cancer? Bottom of the deck energy, this new beginning, this Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this will be presented to you in the spring as far as an opportunity for it to really grow into something. I hear you come into contact with the right blend of energies, the right group of people, the right elements, the right environment, situation. It's like that's when all of the pieces link up, okay? The ideas in sync with, you know, the motivation to move forward, the actions being taken, the investment of energy. Emotionally, it feels right. Intuitively, it feels right. You want to nurture this, you want to grow this, and you're seeing the tangible results. It comes through very strongly. Spring, okay, spring 2025, coming in here in relation to this. But this is sort of like the inception point after you make it through this initial initiation, okay? Yes, you got to make it through this first. And then on the other side, after this cleansing, what do you get? You get your star. You come into alignment with that North Node destiny, okay? So much like that Temperance card, you see the mirroring energy here. It's really wild, okay? You're in this process too. You've been going through something heavy. You've been balancing something out. You've been, you know, reflecting. You've been diving into the emotional waters, and yet you've still been trying to keep your footing. You don't want to get sort of washed out to sea with the emotions that have been churned up in you. But there's another here who's been doing the same thing. I feel like you both have been doing the same thing, and you're meant to come into alignment with each other. Got Aquarius energy coming in here, okay? There is light at the end of the tunnel. And I got that when you come into alignment with this person, it's not just healing for you personally and for this person as well, or beneficial, but it also influences others around you. In fact, 7 around you may benefit from your coming together, your alignment here. Okay, so be aware of that. I also pick up the month of July will be very important. You could have been born in July, certainly Cancer. So this could be coming through for you there. There might be a key there. Also, Aquarius may be significant. I do feel like it'll be easier for you to clear away the old heavy energy that could drag into this new beginning that wants to come in for you. Now that Pluto is out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, I think you'll feel a lot of lightening of the energy there. Yes, and it gives you the foundation you need to protect this new beginning. So there's some stability that is being rooted here. This interesting message coming in. Some of you have been living more kind of like in a rural location, or you've been living like out in the middle of nowhere, out in the boonies. You're about to move to the city. You might make a really radical change. This might come in through some unexpected opportunity that sort of has your star on the rise. Like one of those opportunities, like it's too good for you to pass up. You have to explore this. So this could be something coming into view for you. All right. But it looks like whatever is coming into alignment here for you, it also benefits others around you. So this is a good thing. Okay. What's at stake for the world that Cancer wants to weave into being here as they activate their North Node spirit? What's at stake for the new world Cancer wants to weave into being here? Let's see. We got it right there. We got the Queen of Pentacles. So it's the fulfillment of that Ace of Pentacles, you know, planting that seed, taking that opportunity, seeing it through, nurturing it. It will come to full fruition. We also got Earth sign energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. To me, since we already had that Emperor-like energy sort of introduce itself, I feel this is speaking of the process of coming into that Emperor, Empress energy and integrating the lessons of the Queens. I see you got your fire here. I feel like the Stone of Destiny is right on track. We also had the water elemental come through as the King of Cups here. Okay, so there's like just the need for the sword suit to show up. That's one piece that's missing here. There's some truth, okay, that is missing here, and that's really key. So what's at stake for this new world? Because I feel like it's the communication that really kicks this process off. There's some important link up that needs to happen here. There is some like message communication of significance playing a role here. Oh, and look at that. There is the Empress, and the Empress is getting approached. So I called it out before it arrived. Here you go. Here it is. Okay, so this is big Empress energy. This is transmuting it. You're coming into this beautiful place of alignment. And what's at stake? The arrival of the Empress on the scene. Okay. This is important because there is a date with destiny. There's an important alignment coming in here. There is an offer that is coming in after this work is done, after this integration work is done. Really beautiful energy here. We also have Libra, Taurus energy coming in there as well. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. This is looking really good. Cancer, I have to say, really positive energy. What is the cookie? What is the cookie for Cancer? What sweet reward is available for Cancer if they stay focused here and stay on track? I mean, this just looks like so much powerful work you've been doing here, Cancer. Your read is looking real solid, man. I know there's been difficult parts when it's been a bit mean and heavy, but you've really pulled a rabbit out of the hat, I have to say here. This looks really good, okay? What is the cookie? What is the cookie for Cancer as they head on up to that Stone of Destiny? Keep them on track. Okay. You got to stay focused on that new beginning. You got to stay focused on that Stone of Destiny. You got to stay focused on where you hope to land. And I also feel like what's really important for you to be mindful of here is all the ways that you can sabotage yourself from really stepping into this. And I have to bring it in because it is coming out in reverse. You could be dealing with a bit of a kind of thief energy that's coming through the earth element, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is in reverse. I did get that memo that, you know, you moved to that place of being there upright. But I also feel like there's somebody you could be interacting with that's, you know, been a little problematic, or they've had their eyes on that prize. So this is something you do want to be aware of. Also, make sure that you're really valuing yourself as you move forward. Remember those lessons you learned in relation to that. Don't compromise yourself. You can't right now. It's so important that you stick to your guns. Let's see what the cookie is if you do this, okay? What's the cookie if you do this? If you don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of, if you stick to your guns, if you really respect yourself and what you have to offer. Yeah. There, I mean, clear as day. Double tens. Do you see what I'm saying? You end the old cycle. No more betrayal, no more being stabbed in the back, no more being drained of your energy. And there's the activation of your destiny. There's the activation of the 10th house. There's that home base that you've been looking for, building with another, something that lasts, that kind of legacy energy. Beautiful. That's quite a cookie. You just have to navigate this little dicey piece here where there is something you need to close out. And it does look like it might be challenging for you, but the reward on the other side, I mean, the Empress, the 10 of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Chariot. I mean, this is such positive energy. The Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Star. Come on. You can do this. You got this, okay? All right. What is the target the Cancer should aim for as they head on down that road toward the Stone of Destiny on their quest? What is the target that Cancer should aim for that will come in with that new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th, December 1st, depending on where they are in the world? What is the target the Cancer should be aiming for, Spirit? I mean, I do feel like you need to release yourself from something that's had too much power over you for too long. And you need to really acknowledge that you hold the power in this situation. You do not need to be tethered to this anymore. I feel like you're going to overthrow this energy, because if the devil was in reverse, I'd be concerned. That would mean that whatever this is has you caught up by the short hairs at the crossroads, but that's not the case. The devil's upright, which is actually that Capricorn energy, which means there's something you are mastering here in the material world. And I feel what you're mastering is that you're really understanding that what you perceive in the world around you is what is. So you get to choose if you perceive yourself as held back or being limited or blocked by another or held down by some vice or some old pain or some old story, or whether you perceive that you are the one in the position of power and that you can activate whatever material reality you want to see for yourself by just simply acknowledging that and letting go of these shackles, these chains that you've been dragging along with you for too long, with them rattling behind you. You don't want to have them dragging and rattling behind you like the ghost of Christmas past as you move into December, okay? So this is about being the break in that chain and you activating some kind of tangible material advancement in the world. You know, this is something that will be recognized. It is something that will be evident. It is something people will see, the way you rose above a particular challenge and you stepped in your power and you got over this, okay? So the devil is just a trickster and comes along to tempt you to succumb to the fear. And in doing so, you find yourself bound, but you're only bound as long as you are attached to the deception, to the illusion. And there's something about really, really staying focused here and overcoming any sort of self-limiting factors that are keeping you held back out of a sense of duty or codependency or fear. You're really meant to move beyond that right now, okay? Let me get any further details about this. What is the target? Look at that. There was the Queen of Wands. Now we have the King of Wands, okay? So yes, using your Spear of Lu, coming into your independent power. And here we go. Here's the activation point. So there is something that's being transformed in a key connection here. And it's almost giving me this idea. Oh, I like it. Hold up. Where is it? Let me see. Where did she go? Let me find my Queen of Wands here. There must be some cuspers here. There's got to be some cuspers here in this situation. I got to find it. Oh, where did you go? Please, I want to see which way she's facing. I have to find her. It's important because it's coming through for me in a certain way. And when it comes through in a certain way, I really feel like I need to highlight it for you all so you can see the story, because it makes such a visual impact. There's something about the visual impact that's really important here. That may be coming through as a special message. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to hunt her out because I know she's here. Where is she? Let me find this Queen of Wands. Where is she? Let me see. Here she is. Yes, yes, it's coming through the way I was thinking. Okay, I want you to look at this. This has something to do with like a difficult power dynamic in the past. And you see, it's almost like this King of Wands energy is taking this power of yours that they once held and they're holding it out to you. It's like they're giving the power back to you. They're relinquishing control of it because they're recognizing that you've come into this place of self-mastery, that you have really alchemized something here. You have gained access to some kind of secret knowledge that is really, I feel like there's like a mutual sense of respect here as this power that once was held onto is being released. So it looks like there's a balancing of power between you and another. You both hold a lot of fire, okay? You must have strong fire in your chart. But this is bringing the activation point here. What a beautiful story, okay? This is you taking that power and you're using it to activate your destiny. I think this is amazing, right? I also feel what comes in here is some kind of opportunity, okay? And you're going to have some options, but I feel like there's one particular that is like a gift from spirit that truly aligns with your destiny and will fulfill you in all ways. It is the stuff of your wishes, but you do need to be aware that there's also a lot of other tempting offers that are going to find their way to your path, and you're really going to have to entrust your internal guidance on this one, because not all that glitters is gold. There's only one of these that is the opportunity that leads to the true activation of your destiny. So this is something to pay attention to. Remember to trust your intuition as this cycle rolls out. Okay, let's get you some numbers, Cancer. I love your read. Your read is so cool, so empowering, man. I love to see stories like this. Okay, so you could have life path 6 factoring in strongly, life path 3, life path 1. There could be a life path 4 involved, a life path 7. We have that 9 energy coming out again. I mean, Hermit energy was very strongly aspected. I feel like you are working with that Hermit archetype. In fact, you may, if you have a tarot card deck, you may want to pull out the Hermit card and just carry it with you as you move through December, sort of like talismanic energy that you have on your person, sort of to invoke that energy of the Hermit as you're moving forward into this place of gaining access to this secret knowledge that's being activated in you. You also have 10 energies, so life path 1, also the closing of old cycles and the beginning of new ones here. June could be a really important month for you. March could be a really important month for you, as well as January, okay? You could also be dealing with a Capricorn or an Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Pisces in this situation, or an Aries. You could also be dealing with a Gemini or a Cancer like yourself, okay? So all of these energies could be in play. Let's go ahead and get a little makeshift spirit board action for you and just kind of cleanse the energy around you as well. Just get any heavy energy out of your auric field. And let's see what we got here coming in for Cancer messages. As I call out names, do be aware that these can be allies, these can be thwarting energies, these can be your name or connection points that you need to be aware of. Trust your intuition as they are speaking to you, okay? I see SS coming in here. I don't know why that's coming in so strongly. It's making me think of like big ship names like the SS, blah, blah, blah. Somebody may be connected to somebody in the military, particularly the Navy could be possible. I'm also seeing SOS, so I feel like somebody is sending out an SOS. I heard message in a bottle. It made me think of Message in a Bottle by the Police. Okay, that song might have a special message for you. Somebody's sending out an SOS, and with that, I have AF as fuck. Maybe somebody says that a lot. Okay. Yeah, somebody feels like they need you to throw them a line, okay? You're like, I'm just trying to save myself here, okay? And with that comes in pie, which makes me think of the pie crust promises made to be broken. Yeah, in the past you would have just said okay, but now you're like KO, I'm knocking that out. Like we're not dealing with that anymore. Okay, let me see. Oh, funny. Okay. Oh, that's weird the way it's coming through. With that SOS, it's coming through like on the side letters that are facing me, it says hi. I got hi from Christopher, hi from Chris. There could also be a Hawaii connection in relation to this. Okay. I also heard Christopher Cross, that song Sail Away. It's interesting. I think that message came in for you before on another one of your reads, like months ago, I believe. Okay. I got caterpillar. Okay, so something is in its like caterpillar stage. Like I feel like somebody is ready to get their wings. I feel that's you, Cancer, and somebody's in the caterpillar stage. Like they're just starting to go through their transformation. They may be sending you out an SOS, but you can't be held behind by this energy. It'll hold you back. You got to keep going where you're going. Don't stop now. Okay, that could be a trap. That could be a trap. Yeah, we got trap here. That would be a trap. Okay, be careful. You're not meant to be held back at this time. I also got that song by The Cure, Caterpillar Girl. There could be another message here. Music is a big connection in relation to this relationship. I see. I got Kiss there that came in that makes me think of maybe you used to make out with this person to The Cure. This just coming in. This just coming in. Let's see, what other energy do we have here? I got, again, I'm seeing some letters like coming at me from the side and they're adding on to messages that I have out here for me. I got the name Gino connected through internet. Okay, that coming through for somebody. I got the name EC. Okay. Someone works in tech. There's some kind of tech connection. There's something messy in regard to that that needs to be cleaned up. It looks like it's something kind of mischievous, I say, because I got TP here, and that makes me think of Halloween. It may have even been something that went on around Halloween, something that was just like a little mischievous, but it may have left a paper trail online, and that needs to be cleaned up. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got here? Somebody was just totally floored by what I just said. I got floored. Somebody is totally floored in this situation, like, whoa, okay. All right. I do see there is some love coming through here. All right. There is love that is coming through here. Let me see any other names I can get in coming in relation to love. Some of you are being sent love by a grandmother who passed away. I got Gigi. Okay, you might call her Gigi. Just coming through. Somebody, a woodworker, they might be giving a gift of love, something they've carved. I got whittle. Somebody whittles wood. They like to whittle wood as like they're stressed about things or as they think about things. They're actually quite talented, I have to say. You might be receiving some gift. It's like a gift of love. Okay. I do have some kind of like difficult messages coming out here that it could be a lot just coming in the collective consciousness because it's been at the forefront here. I want to touch on it. I don't want to go really deep into it because it's been such an overwhelmingly positive read, but somebody here may have dealt with SA, okay? They've had to do a lot of healing and integration around that. Somebody also may have had a connection where their partner was really into rope work, and this also sort of had a psychological effect on them. Just bringing that in. I didn't want to bring it in, but it was coming through as a very like pivotal point and something that needed to be dealt with there. Somebody's on a respirator. There could be a connection with that message that came in. And you may hear something about this. Somebody may be having some kind of like lung issues. It could be in relation to old trapped grief that needs to be released. Okay, that's pretty solid message coming out there. Respirator. Okay. Okay, that's what I got. We got double G's. We got T. We got Wisconsin coming through here. We got Georgia coming through. We got San Antonio in the house. We got Atlanta as well. Atlanta's been coming out a lot lately. We have Oregon. Okay. Got Sacramento, California. Got Colorado too. Colombia as well. Somebody may be doing some traveling through RV or has been considering like getting more of a mobile kind of home, you know, maybe exploring where they want to lay down roots. I got Indiana in connection to that. Okay. All right. Let me just get these letters out here. G, G, W, I, S, double S's are significant. G's are significant in this situation. We got double A's. A's are significant. Double R's. R's are significant here. Let's see here. It came out again. We got Danny. Okay, that name's been coming out a lot. So we got D. We got N. We got E. We got, goodness, we got like triple E's here. E's are quite significant too. All right. We got C. Got double O's. O's are significant. Double L's. L's are significant. Got N. We got I. We got K. We got F. Somebody recently had KFC. Okay, Ted said yes to that. All right, that's what I got for you. Thanks for dropping in. I hope you got something out of it. Appreciate you. Thanks for, showing up, supporting the channel. And if you like what you saw, do consider subscribing if you haven't already, or give me a thumbs up, show some love, and I'll see you soon.